There's gotta be something better.
It's not even a bag.
Well,
it's a pouch. It's fancy.
Pouch, yes. I don't mean to degrade the sophistication of it.
Thank you.
So just for clarification for our videos here, right here, this guy right here, he's the odd man out.
Thankfully.
Us three right here.
I think I celebrate this in this particular instance.
In regard to tuna, we've packed tuna for lunch. I've not only packed tuna for lunch today, I've packed tuna for lunch tomorrow.
Yeah, and every other trip and every other day. It's not even worth talking about anymore. It's a sad commentary.
Just for the video's sake, this has been a conversation ever since we started at about 5:30 this morning.
Yeah. I'm okay with tuna. I'm not a tuna hater. I just don't see eating the exact same thing every single time. That's all.
Well, let me say this about that, or about something similar. We all can agree that Ale 8, we can drink that anytime. We can drink it before a trip. We can drink it after a trip. It doesn't matter. Ale 8 always works. Thanks, Joseph.
Thank you, Joseph.
Yeah, we're out of order. We're starting this section of our hike instead of a natural bridge to Heidelberg. We're going to Cumberland Falls from the Vanhook trailhead. Fixing things up a bit. Hitting the trail with my buds. It's going to be a great day. So here we go. Our first trail marker. We got 21 miles to do, man. How you feeling?
Good.
Good. Let's hit this trail. Here it is. So early in, we have a little bit of wildlife. Bunch of tadpoles. We're heading that way. A little road walking early morning. So here we go. We got some more wildlife on the trail. We just heard a frog over there on the lake.
You got stage fright after you got the phone out.
Got what?
You got stage fright after you got the phone out.
Yeah.
He was croaking.
Apparently.
He was croaking. He got the phone out.
He's croaked no more. Hey, little feller.
Precious baby. Let's name it.
Let's call him
Dan.
Let's call him Squishy.
Dan over.
Hey, Squishy. Can't always trust signage. That may be to the beginning of Cumberland Falls State Park, but it is more than 10 1/4 miles to Cumberland Falls. But it's been a wonderful trail so far, hasn't it, Joseph?
Yep.
Right along the lake, hugging the lake. Now we're gonna cross a road. Holly Bay Marina's over there. I think that's the name of it, or whatever. Something, maybe Laurel. And we're heading toward this area right here, the mouth of the Laurel River that feeds right into the Cumberland River. So I got my little friends here, and he's back there. Hi, how you doing? They're enjoying being out on this lake with their owner. How you doing there, buddy? How you doing? How you doing? I know, it's exciting. I believe that's the dam over there that we're hiking to. We're about a little over 5, maybe 6 miles in on our hike, and just enjoying being out here by Laurel River Lake. I think that's the name of it. Ah, the wind feels great. We're walking across the dam. Laurel River Dam. And we're looking at staying. We may have to kick people out of that shelter there so we can have a nice spot for lunch. So this is how Tim does things. This is good stuff right here. Over here at the dam, enjoying some lunch at the dam. Gonna let that marinate, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a clock or something.
Got Chris over there. He finished up his tuna like a good man. And then there's Joseph over there. He finished up his tuna like a good man. And so did I. But then we got Tim and spaghetti. Which sounds pretty good right now, though.
Yeah, they will be.
Is there going to be enough for me?
If I didn't eat any.
So we're coming down from the dam area to the mouth of the Laurel River, and we've come down off those cliffs up there all the way down here, and we still got a little ways to go. River's just right over there. Following the river, we came across this clearing. This is really cool. I think this is a good campsite.
Somebody's mowed.
Yep. There's some living right there.
That's a homemade houseboat.
Wonder what this used to be.
You know what? I bet somebody built that up to.
Got some nature going on right here. Right on the Sheltowee Trail. And it's a little surprise. I appreciate my bro carrying my pack for a little bit. It's been a long day, and I am exhausted. And that's not a light pack that Tim is carrying. So do we have a name for these falls?
That's what I'm gonna ask. Yeah, we do.
Nobody talks about these falls. These are great. It's amazing. So this is the hard part of the Sheltowee. I was just down there at the waterfalls and we started coming up this, following the blaze. There's a bridge out down there. So we're thinking this is a reroute, but it takes us way off. It appears to take us way off the trail. So it's late in the day and we're gonna have to call an audible here. So we're gonna look up this trail and hopefully find, just a flat spot for a couple tents, a couple trees for some hammocks. But that's, even with the best intel, you can get a little turned around out in the woods. And so that's where we're at right now. Pretty late in the day and we got to do something. So anyway, better do this quick because we're losing our light. But Joseph found us a great campsite. Everybody's getting set up. Chris in the bivvy, Tim in the hammock, and Joseph way back there in the hammock. And we're by this beautiful creek, and we're guessing that we're going to be hitting the trail across that bridge tomorrow. Lord willing, the trail is back there. We're a good ways from Cumberland River, and so this is, it seems like a reroute, and we'll just have to retool in the morning because we're all worn out and ready for some food. Good night. Campsite last night was a good one, next to this creek, and we're up there off the creek, and then there's a bridge back there we're gonna cross over to follow the Sheltowee reroute. Anyway, yesterday was difficult near the end of the day, and just glad to have a good night's sleep on the Thermarest that I borrowed from Tim. It's been kind of a game changer for my sleep. So we got about 8 miles that we're going to do today, and so not as many miles as yesterday. I think we were 13, 14 miles. That's a long, hard day for me anyway. Those guys did fine. All right, I'll check in along the way and maybe throw in a little bit more nonsense and goofiness in here along the way. But yesterday ended up kind of being serious for me, is thinking through, am I going to be able to get to a spot where we can set up camp? And I'm just glad that I've got these guys to kind of rely on and support me to get me to destination. Even though we didn't know exactly where that was going to be, we did find a good campsite. Check in with you later. Bye. Where do you think you're going? Back in there to hide. So actually, when we missed a campsite a ways back on an alternative route for the Sheltowee for flooding or whatever, there was a campsite there, but we agreed this is where we were gonna try to end up, at the Bark Creek shelter or something like Bark Camp. This would have been nice. But,
It would have been a flat area for the tent.
ooh, somebody set up back there.
I don't know about hammocks.
So if you're hiking the Sheltowee and you're using any of my videos for intel, God help us all. But you're gonna come across signage like this that I think is pretty deceptive. You know, we're looking at Gaia and it says 6.7 to the Cumberland Falls from where we're at. And so you have that going on, you know. So have your maps available. Download those maps so you can just make sure exactly where you're at and how much more you got to go. Because these are wrong. They're wrong, right, Tim?
What?
These are wrong.
Yeah, one of them's wrong.
Oh, there's another, just to give you kind of an idea of this one. Down the hill, it says 3 miles to the boat ramp.
It's gonna mix the water together.
Anyway.
On this adventure.
I'm not into pro tips. I'm not a pro. And
All I asked from him is to give that pro tip that he just, the one that you just said.
I don't have pro tips.
I'm just waiting.
There's a couple of us. Wonder why this one's over here doing their own. They must have casted him out.
Look at it. Pro tips.
Casted her
Pro
out.
tips.
Pro tips.
A long time ago, Tim was in a hammock and found,
Flying around her.
well, the
pro-
wasp found him. No, the
You
hornet
see,
found him.
you see these are
I'm
I'm
nice.
giving the pro tip.
Huh?
You're looking towards
So
me,
the
isn't
pro
it?
tip is don't get in a hammock with a hornet. Or you can go with these. You pick the pro tip. This, or don't get in a hammock with a hornet.
Bee or fly?
Pro tips.
Look like a big old bee.
My socks, I knew they wouldn't dry, so I threw them in the dryer.
It looks like he's got.
So you,
He looks like he has one leg and the other leg's a stick.
so you see what Joseph's got on.
That is hilarious.
He's got these gator things.
Which I wish I
This-
would have put on earlier.
Oh, yeah, this is a true story. Yesterday I was thinking about gators, and then now he's got them on. That's not the thing. But the thing is, I just now figured out why they're called gators. Do you know why they're called gators?
Pro tip. Tips from a fool.
It could be whatever. Why do they call those gators, Joseph? You're probably smarter than I am. Anybody know? Gait, you know, your walk, your gait. It's on your feet. It's on your legs. It's gators. It's gonna help your gait.
No.
Yeah, that's what
No.
it is.
No.
Well,
No,
it can't
no.
be anything else.
Yeah, it could. It could be. It's a gate to prevent things from coming in. It's a gate. It's not helping your gate. What are you talking
My
about?
mind just blew. That's even better than what I came up with.
I thought that's what you were gonna say.
No, I was just thinking, you know, the gate, because I was thinking
Okay, that's
gate is a good
another-
word. You
another
know, this is my
episode.
gait. This
Tips-
is how I walk.
Tips
And
from a couple fools.
well, this ain't a tip. He just got them on. I mean, you can wear them or not.
Well,
Here's a tip. I should have had them on this morning so that my feet wouldn't have got wet.
Well, what you could do is not step in the water. I mean,
I didn't want to.
that's a whole nother way to
Chris
go.
don't have anything on his feet.
Unfortunately, the rock.
Joseph does.
Well, Chris is not a fool.
Are you calling Joseph a fool? I need to edit that one.
Laugh.
Hey, little guy. This right here is pretty much my pose for the whole trip. Sitting on a rock, worn out.
Or sitting on the dock of the boat.
He shoots.
He's watching time pass away.
He scores. Yeah.
Time is flowing like a river to the sea.
Time is ticking. It's ticking away. Time is ticking away.
Well, time is on my side.
What do you call a seagull that flies by the bay?
I don't know.
A bagel.
Ooh. We resorted to song lyrics turned into bad jokes. Where'd he go? The ladies' slippers are spent, but there they are. I love them guys, gals. Right here on the Sheltowee Trace. Hey, little guy. There's your little head sticking out.
Yeah, right by your ear. On the edge of the hat.
Right here.
Yeah, on the edge of the hat. Literally on the edge. You know what the edge is?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah.
I don't see him, but I'm
Hanging off
videotaping
your
him.
hat right now.
He's
And
hanging
so-
off the hat.
Ooh.
You see him? That's the weirdest video I've ever seen.
Put that on your YouTube channel.
Another thing nobody will want to watch. So we're at Dog Slaughter Falls, and when you come up from the bridge, well, we've been coming that way, there's no signage here on anything. And so you can assume that's the way to go, but that's toward Dog Slaughter Falls. But the trail we need to take is that way. Well, we believe Chris has gone in that direction. Just a word to the wise. Make sure you know what you're in for on a trail, and I may have said that before. And I guess this even says Dog Slaughter on it. But I just, some suggestions. The Sheltowee Trace has the white blazes there, and it's got the writing and the turtle on it. But these are typically side trails. They probably should be different color. Oh, Tim's gonna go down there, see if he can find where Chris has gone to. But this is part of the adventure. This is kind of the reality of the hike. I spent a lot of time doing something like this, but when I lean over like this, I just get dizzy. And so that's probably not a good thing to do either, but you know, coming up this trail and then I see steps in the distance and I go, oh, more uphill. Uphill's tough for me. Downhill's tough, but not as tough as uphill. This is my pose right here, and I'm sticking with it. That's just cool. Just so very cool. Coming up on things like this. I mean, it's just all leaning on each other. And then you get to come through something like this. Very cool. So coming through there, I'm thinking of taking the route of least resistance. Did not see the steps, and I slipped and bent the pole, and I came down pretty stinking hard. It's dangerous being out here. Well, we made it to Cumberland Falls, and I'm not going to go into detail, but it's been a good trip. It's been a difficult trip, and we're waiting on Tim to bring the car to us. And so, you know, I got nothing as far as how to end this thing except to say that another section bagged. Okay, your thoughts, Joseph? It was good.
It was fun.
Until the end, it was a little tough. So it was tough on all of us for a variety of reasons, but I'll leave that for all of us guys here to be the ones to know about that. And our loved ones. But anyway, we survived. And that's a wrap on this whole thing.